Welcome to the DGX Show, your ultimate destination for everything tech. From the latest smartphones and must-have accessories to smart TVs, booming home theaters, cookers, refrigerators, microwaves, and more, we bring technology closer to your lifestyle. Need power and performance? We test it, review it, and break it down, so you know what works best for you. Innovation, style, and smart living, all in one place. This is the DGX Show, where technology comes alive.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome yet again to another episode of the DGX Show, right here on the Kelele digital platform, Africa's #1 consumer electronics, tech, and digital gadgets review show. And on today's show, I'm excited to have Watu wa Ground. Did you say Watu wa Ground, right? To go Watu wa Ground, and we'll do things a little bit different today. We'll be doing a review of how far we've come and where we are going, and I believe it's going to be so much fun. So, where do we start? Comfort and Ray. Should I say karibuni sana studio? Thank you for joining. And so today, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be going through what we've covered so far and where we are heading from here. So, Comfort, right over to you. Tell me, how has it been so far? I know we started the show with Samsung,
yes.
right? We looked at Samsung group of they call them the Samsung mobile family,
Yeah.
and then Ray, the plug, joined us right during the time we were doing Pioneer, Sindio?
Yeah.
And so today, ladies and gentlemen, we just want to do a review, and then with my Gen Z friends, we want to do slightly a down memory lane from just how far technology has come and where we are going, and how we can add value to your life using technology and guiding you what is available in the market, what brands are available, where to shop, how to use, etc. So, Comfort, how was it with Samsung? I mean, maybe you can take us just briefly what you learned, what you saw, what amazed you.
First of all, Mwali, it was a learning experience. Because I don't consider myself tech savvy, but I'm getting there.
All right.
Bit by bit, I'm getting there.
Right.
With Samsung, what I learned most was, or what I discovered is, we consider it a very premium brand, but there are entry level phones that we can access.
Okay.
You know, the A17 and A16. And also how they are very quick with integrating what is current, especially their AI. It was quite, how do I put it? It offloads us of so many things.
All right.
And besides that, it takes care of us, because there are features that ensure your kids don't use too much internet when they're using the tablet. You can access that tablet as a parent, so you don't have to buy the kids tablet. Then when they grow up, you buy another tablet for them. Right. So it's a bit economical. And I love their S series as well.
S series.
Yes, it was. Wow. Okay, the price is quite high, but it's worth it. It's worth it. Yeah. I personally liked how you can take a selfie by just waving. Just face the camera and wave, and it takes that selfie. Because I have very short hands, so it's usually very it's usually very tricky for me to. I'm not usually the person who will take the selfie. And I remember back in campus when we used to have selfie sticks. It was like, you'd buy your laptop, then find funds to buy that selfie stick. It was very critical, but now there's no need to buy the selfie stick. We're upgrading.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Amazing. And speaking of Samsung, I think we did 4 shows. We started at Imara, then we went to Shujaa Mall.
Yes.
Then we went to, is it
Junction Mall.
Junction Mall, Lookman then.
Lookman then
Lookman.
Junction.
Wow, they have quite a number of shops, the branded showrooms. And when I look back at the 4 shows about Samsung, I'm considering that back in the day, I don't know if I'm giving up my age. Back in the day, when phones first came in the market, you needed a gadget or a way of communicating with other people, right? First, ilikuwa ile inaitwaje?
Motorola.
Landline.
Oh, landline.
Umeanzia kwa Motorola.
That's the oldest I know.
I'm going to find a dinosaur, right? So there kulikuwa na landline, right?
Yeah.
So where either you have a phone in the house, which is connected through wires, so the wires on the street, etc., or you have your telecom booth. Those are older than you guys, eh? Hizo ni ziko kwa museum sasa. So you had either a phone in the house or you had a telecom public booth to use. And then when the first phones came, which I guess were this big with a kind of walkie-talkie, the purpose at that time is just to call. It's just the difference was that this phone is no longer connected to a wire. That's it. I'm talking as late as maybe 1999, 2000. So less than 25 years ago.
Say that. So a phone was just a gadget to do what? To communicate. Piga, hey, mko wapi? And it was so considered sophisticated. Mwananchi wa kawaida could not access a phone other than a public booth. And still you needed cash. So again, not everyone had cash and coins to you. So I'm talking from there to then all of a sudden, at least when the first phones came, the next thing is you can send an SMS. Now that in itself looked like it is sophistication that you can send someone actually an SMS. The ancients, you imagine, they're just sending and even putting this phone there, me typing here and a message showing up here, look like wow.
So the SMS came before Telegram, or the Telegram came?
Telegram came early.
Okay.
And before that, I mean, that's all I'm okay. Maybe for the benefit of a Gen Z, even some millennials, right? Let me just do some, we'll do another show just on this tech phone stuff because it's amazing. I think people will appreciate more how far and just in a very short while how far we've come. So let's look back before you even go back how Africans used to communicate through drums, right?
Yeah, and smoke.
And smoke and all that. It came where first they used to be in the military. I think it was US, Japan, I mean those developed countries where it's called Morse code and it was dot or a telegram. And you needed to know the dots. I can't quite remember. We'll do a feature. We'll do a short and share with our audience about that. How we started from there. And then the landline, of course, came. And then from the landline is when then the mobile communication came. And if you remember World War I, World War II, I mean, if you read, all these things were being used, other than in the space of science, it was the more developed nations trying to be superior in war. So it was being done for military purposes. Even when the internet came, it wasn't for life and business. It was for military purpose because you're in a remote place and there's a way you need to communicate back to base. So that's how it came. And telephone was for the industrialized and the royal families, which were slightly higher, like where mwananchi wa kawaida. And then you were working for colonialist, Muzungu, etc. So, moving forward, now Telegram, stroke, for those who used to use typewriter. Have you ever seen a typewriter?
I've just had.
You had
One in the movies.
What? Okay. So we moved from there. I mean, people used to type. I remember my mother was a with the great typist. Then landline, then mobile phone. Mobile phone, I think late 1999, but we can confidently say 2000, 2001 is when now we get the mobile phones.
I can imagine maybe at that time it was just one person in the village that could have that mobile
In the
phone.
village or in the city? In this
City.
city, you needed, I stand corrected, but there was no shop selling airtime. So for you to load airtime on your phone, first you have to go with the ID in a specific office, right? It's like going to Huduma Center type or Safaricom type. So you recognize yourself, and these were the top elite.
That's for airtime.
For a mobile phone, not airtime.
Oh,
For
I thought-
a mobile phone. Now airtime, it was like a membership in a high-end club.
Wow.
Amazing.
This phone that anyone now has, less than 2 decades ago, it was accessible. And if I'm talking about Nairobi, that means in other countries it was non-existent. We'll do a chart and see when did mobile phone technology enter certain countries. You'll be amazed. It's so recent. So tunaanza hapo, we go into that is the phone, and it is just to talk. And maybe you needed when before that. Now me, I grew up in a factory setup, in a factory, a Miwa. So there used to be this, and the police had over.
The
It's called
walkie-talkie.
walkie-talkie. So one Land Rover to communicate. Remember I told you it was for military and security. So they needed to communicate. And that's where I guess companies such as Motorola, that's when they were strong, because they used to design and manufacture those kind of walkie-talkies. So some brands, Walilala and others, came and took the technology and flew away with it.
Yeah.
So from there, then the mobile phones come. And then there was the famous 3310. A very small phone. And no, you see these features are like 1,000x superior to that 3310. Hiyo tu ilikuwa ya kupiga, at most text.
And the snake game.
And the snake game. Sasa ukikuwa na calculator, umefika. Ukiingia nayo gishagi, kila mtu anajua. Ile nyumba inakuwa na simu. You get?
Ilikuwa na torch. Did it have the
Yes,
torch?
I think so, yeah. I think it had. I stand corrected, but I think it had. At least torch, it was just a flashlight. So you need a bulb and you need a battery. I mean, no much fuss on that. But there was nothing else. Or that was not a smartphone. It was just a normal phone.
For conversation.
So, and that stayed for like 5 plus or minus years. Is when then other phones started, other brands quickly. I'm talking about from 2000, when these kinds of gadgets came in, and then the graph just went like this. We'll do a research on how these people patented and shared, because it was one company discovering the technology and either selling or other someone who created it here being poached and going to share that technology with another brand. And so that's how it went. And all of a sudden, phones just started coming in. I think at that time, in early 2000, Nokia were big. Nokia and Motorola were the big boys, at least in this market.
Globally?
Yes, pretty much globally.
Okay.
They were the big boys. And then in the US, there was BlackBerry. These were if you had a
BlackBerry was my first phone.
Yes. And I'm told, like in the US, it was people resisted giving up BlackBerry because
It was very nice.
Yeah, people.
The QWERTY keyboard.
It was the Apple for now.
Yeah.
It was
So from a Gen Z's perspective, I'm still floating in the conversation because actually possibilities are that sikuwa nimezaliwa by that time. So the BlackBerry is this small phone which had a keyboard.
Yes.
But
A keyboard and a small screen.
Okay.
So you look sophisticated. I remember Now you go to the airport, someone has a BlackBerry, that was an executive, that was like,
I may make it.
yeah, if you had a BlackBerry,
Mhm.
you look like sophisticated.
Mhm.
And it was also a pricey phone. It was like a status symbol. It's like owning a Mercedes Benz and one of those S-Class.
And this BlackBerry, it belonged to the Nokia company, or it was separate from the Nokia?
I think it was separate.
Mhm.
I'm not very sure, but I think it was separate because I'm thinking BlackBerry American, Nokia European. Yeah, kama hiyo.
So the brand competition was between two companies.
Yes,
The
at that time
BlackBerry
it was Nokia
Mhm.
and BlackBerry and Motorola.
Mhm.
Then all of a sudden, just from nowhere, Samsung started making its inroads into the market.
Okay.
Now, for Samsung, they came with among the new. I mean, many people could argue who did it first, but it is who went en masse with it in the market. So Samsung with the flip phone.
I remember.
You remember that?
Yeah.
The flip phone, and then with the camera. So that became a big selling point for Samsung, but they may not be the ones who started it, but they are the ones who made a lot of noise about it. It became a selling point that there's a camera. I remember in 2008, just after post-election violence, I was working for a company and we were selling some not Thailand, inaitwaje? Yeah, I think Thailand for phones, and it had now ungeshika nini TV station, KTN or NTV on that phone. Few people could believe a phone could access TV. I mean, right now you can access virtually anything on your phone, but that time it was like, what? You can actually, and that
Because we were still in the analog era.
yes, and that was not by Wi-Fi. That was just your normal TV. So this phone has an antenna, so you can pull Oshike TV. It looks like magic to many people at the time. Less than 15 years ago.
Okay, coming to date, we can see how the mobile banking and the mobile banking with companies such as M-Pesa and other mobile banking like KCB, we can see how they have occupied the current. They are even over nini zinafunika the cash currency. Yeah. So I'm trying to imagine how people used to survive back in the day without the mobile banking. Or were there any mobile banking?
Yeah, without M-Pesa.
Yeah,
Everything
without
survives
M-Pesa,
without
without
M-Pesa.
KCB.
You've taken me so far. Let me tell you. Anytime I wanted to send, my dad was up country, right? So I'm in Nairobi. So many families. Unachukua, there's 200 shillings, at most 1,000. Other than post office, people used to send money via post office.
Okay.
Internationally, people used to use inaitwaje?
MoneyGram.
and all that.
Okay.
Now, for us, used to unaweka pesa ndani ya kadi, like a birthday card or success card. Unaweka envelope, you take to one of the bus companies. So the way you put it, such like someone cannot know this.
There's money inside there.
Money inside. So we didn't have M-Pesa.
Okay. And what about SIM cards? Like currently here in Kenya, we have Airtel, Telcom, and Safaricom. So how did you manage to communicate? I understand you have said telephone. It used the cable wires. But now we see that there was
like inamuzia.
There was an advancement, yeah?
Yes.
And we could see that Samsung came with the folding phone and the BlackBerry and on and on and on. So I'm tempted to ask, what was the leading telecommunication company by that time? Or was there any telecommunication company?
So good stuff. From pre-independence, again I stand corrected. Already we had the Postal Corporation. Now that was Kenya Post and Telecommunication Company. So both the telephone company and the postal company were a government parastatal in one. Then they separated later on. Of course, postal was for letters, courier, and then the telephone was just for the sorry for any telecom people watching, but were they inefficient? If you had a fault on your line, you are lucky if it was attended to within 6 months. Ikikatika, and you had to go to one of those postal corporation spaces, and even maybe Hongana or something like that.
For a line.
As in, ikikatika, just know it's going to take you a while to return it. So maze ukikuwa na hii, okay, I'm going ahead kidogo. We are told online, and public knowledge information, that the technology on this gadget is far superior to the first rocket that landed man on the moon. Can you believe this? Can you even get it in your head? That the tech on a smartphone is more sophisticated and superior to the tech of the first rocket that landed a man on the moon.
So we need to be doing greater stuff.
100%.
Okay.
Is it really helping us or making us dumber? Because if they manage to land the moon with very little on tech,
Yes.
why are we not doing much more?
Forget that. Go and study about the first IBM, the first computers. Okay, I think between Dell and IBM and Microsoft, Bill Gates. The first computer hard drive would fit maybe in this room, the whole place, to do what this gadget can do 100x over. That gadget fitting this room could not do. And the speeds, let's not even go there.
I'm told to use, you couldn't use two applications at the same time. So you use one, switch off, switch on, then use the other.
Yes, or it will crash. And it needed cooling, because the tech was very, let's use the word primitive. Ilikuwa tech ya chini. So, tumepotea kwa poster. There was a point I was trying to make. So, money you had to either put Telegram, unaenda poster, una deposit hapa, so it's like a bank, and then they get on the other end. Remember again, banks were not everywhere as we have right now. As in, you could have branches, ungeskia, Nairobi, Mombasa, Kisumu, Nyeri, Eldoret. I mean, those were areas where banks. So ukitaka kuenda banking, ungebook kwa your diary, next month nitaenda bank. Or some people used to go to a bank once.
So you had
In
to
a
book
month.
an appointment to go to the bank.
Not really. It's just that it's too far from where you're staying. You don't. And again, mobility is not how you sit now. So imagine munge Uber, as in transport system was again very odd.
KBS.
Uchukue KBS. The roads were very bad, you know, and there was a cost element to it, etc. And so kutuma pesa, you either needed to use Kenya Postal Corporation, or traditionally kuweka hiyo pesa. Again, not everyone, we'll check the states, not everyone was a banking person, because opening a bank account in itself was another story. The requirements, the bureaucracies of you opening an account. I think it is Equity Bank that landed, and because banking was for either what I call civil servants, you're a teacher, you're a government worker, so your salary maybe comes through the bank, or you work for one of those multinational corporates. So it was an affluent thing. Think about just, I guess for me, the best description could be like golf. At least golf haijakuwa game ya mwananchi. You understanding? So that's how banking and tech was. It's like, oh, you play golf. It's like, oh, you have a bank account. You know, like that. You have a phone.
And right now you can just open a bank account via phone. You don't even have to go to the branch.
Right now, just now.
Yeah.
Having an ID itself, again, another story. So you Gen Zs, msinipigia nayo, you mna complain nini, you have it good, you have it made, everything is there for you.
Very true.
We are talking about less than 2 decades. Less than 2 decades. And remember, before we went into multi-party, some of these things were tools of control. Because if you allowed knowledge and mass, you lost control and power of the masses. So especially where communication, remember we had one, at least until mid-90s, we had very few TV stations. KBC was the predominant. So as we're looking about phones, let's also look at access to information. So across Africa and many countries, I guess, other than a few, are still like that, where communication was a tool, is a very powerful tool of control. So someone had to control the narrative. And so this in itself was coming to flip that equation, to disrupt that equation. Now just before the show, I was saying, you can sit on the phone 2 weeks just scrolling and you'll not exhaust people's opinions. Where were these people airing their thoughts before tech?
True.
So we are talking about mobile phone. That's where we started. But as you can see, the history
goes
in a very short while. So a lot of people, I guess, when something is in abundance, the value goes down in terms of your context and perception. You don't know how much value this is until it's removed.
True.
Did you see what happened in Nepal when they tried to silence digital media? Guys banned. Because it has given you power. So the mobile phone is not just a gadget, it's a tool of power, because it gives you access to info, it gives you access to knowledge. Now forget that, maybe naruka mbele kidogo, but just the fact that now through this gadget you can sit, remember what COVID did, you can sit in the house, you can access, literally you could get a PhD from your house.
Online studies.
You can open your own business. You can transact and at convenience using your mobile phone. Let me use, not in a bad way, the times, even your Gen Z was in our career, the times, let me say, this generation may not appreciate just maybe it's not a privilege, but the convenience that they are living in. Because you've been born into it, you may not see it. But our grandparents, oh my.
But it's not all roses for us as well, because now the information is too much. You have to sieve through to get to the real information, because there's a lot of misinformation.
Yes.
And we have to sieve through it. And talking of communication, we should put the newspaper in the museum when we can get hands on it, because when was the last time you landed yourself a newspaper?
I guess like for me, unless there's a specific feature. Okay, for business people, maybe a lot of business people will read through it, especially the traditional ones who want to access information through a newspaper, traditionally print. And if you've grown up with something, it's in your system, it's in your psyche, it's in your culture, so you feel you need to read a print. It's like our generation cannot understand why a Gen Z is on the phone in church. Kumbe, they are using the phone to get the Bible. But for us, you need a hard copy.
Well, we can see from the history of the phone that the phones have actually played a major role in the development. You've said that earlier there was poor infrastructure because there were fewer phones and the phones were less advanced. Now that the phones are advanced, people are linked to even more communication and more information on technology. But with this more advancement in technology, especially when we talk about phones, we can see that many brands have come up. And to the Gen Z are people who tunaangalia quality brands. Do you think that branding is also a factor that has impacted the advancement of technology when you come to branding? Like for the phones, many companies came. You know, like hapo kitambo, we knew that it was only Nokia or Samsung. So it was easy to share one information on the same device to a large group of people.
Right.
But currently we have so many brands, and each brand comes with different features. Like when on our review on Samsung phones, we saw that Samsung comes with different AI features such as translating. But now you'll find there are other brands which come with different features. Do you think that these different brands are the result of the way watu wanaonekana wamechanganyikiwa kwa social media? Because huyu anatumia hii brand yake, anajaribu kupitisha information with his brand and anataka ionekane poa. Huyu mwingine pia anataka kutumia na hii brand, but they are trying to pass the same information, but because of their brand maybe they are misinterpreted.
I agree with you totally. And if you let's digress kidogo now that you talk about branding. If you look traditionally, there was let me use the word monopoly.
Okay.
In many industries, tech notwithstanding, there are already monopolies. So when you thought about a soft drink, you thought about Coca-Cola. There were few, right? When you thought about let's look in our local market.
Okay.
Blue Band was the margarine. Bako ukienda Gishagi unatumwa endo ulete Blue Band. Hata ukileta ingine watu wasema kuna Blue Band kwa nyumba. Ndio. There was Omo. I don't know.
Kiwi.
Back in our days there was Quencha or Treetop. If you ukirudi shule, you don't even write juice, you say Quencha. You get. And you had globally, you had monopolies, whether they were from US or Europe or Asia. At that time, akina China was still silent. Let's call it a giant. It was still silent.
Okay.
And if you are a student of geopolitics, you understand at that level, these were all orchestrated geopolitically. Because as you see, Uncle Trump is coming with tariffs. Why he says make America great again, that means it used to be great, it stopped, he's trying to get back there. So his brands, or the American brands, were dominating brands until the Chinese now came up and disrupted the playing field.
And brought very cheap.
Yes.
Very affordable rather.
Affordable.
Okay.
And if you look now into Africa, now brands were heavy. But what the Asian markets, especially China, did, so Africa is a very price sensitive market because our purchasing power is low. So that means if you let's look at pop culture also. So for wewe unataka tu julikane uko na simu inakaa kama Samsung, even though it's not a Samsung. So someone goes and spells Samsung, but the SUNG becomes SANG or SQNG. Especially early 2000s, a lot of Asian manufacturers did that, the copying, I guess, until lawsuits started flying left, right, and center. So kileta soko, whether someone knows or does not know, bora inakaa kama
Inaenda kukaa Samsung.
ana mtu anafurahia, they bought it for half the price. But in some markets, consumer mentality is they're also looking for a status symbol. It's like now for the ladies, Prada, D&G,
Gucci,
Chanel. To them, bora iko, you look like
it. Looks like it.
Hakuna mtu atakuja kuinspect. Is it really?
You fake it till you make it.
Yes. So because of that, many brands in the market, so what you're talking about becomes real, that people get confused. And that's why I guess for people like Samsung, they then create their own brand showrooms. So if you're a Samsung person, then
you know where to go to.
You know where to go to. Is same for, because I guess also in the market, consumer markets, kuna zile premier consumers who will want something. Some people who sit in a first class in a plane, not that they can't sit in economy or business, just because they don't want to be among the masses. So there are people who want a high-end phone, because it's also a status symbol. It's like
Makes
people
them
who,
stand out.
yes, it's like people, you're told people who buy Apple, it's difficult to bring them back into another gadget, another brand. Once you taste it, you probably will never want to go back once you experience the features. And that's why on the show we tell people, especially brands, unless you educate the consumer why your seemingly same looking gadget is maybe even 50,000 shillings apart, the consumer is less knowledgeable why they have to pay for this. Maybe it will last longer. That could be one of the issue. Maybe it has superior features, because in the end of the day, once they are turned off, they're just black glass and and plastic.
And at the end of the day, you can communicate.
Yes. So unless we get to understand, okay, this phone is say 100,000. This phone is 40,000, or even 10,000. Then how do you explain to someone why should you put 100,000 on this phone and not, and this is only 10? Sini simu nataka kupiga na kwani itakata M-Pesa because this one is 100k higher.
No.
So that's why we say brands need a platform to educate the market why their phones are this high. Otherwise, from a consumer standpoint, it's just sinapiga simu, especially for us Kenyans. Sinapiga simu.
Na una save photos.
So una save photos. Itakata kutoa M-Pesa. Sawa. But maybe, like Comfort was saying, and Ray, maybe the AI features behind it. Someone say, if you don't have a smartphone, then you have a damn phone.
Ouch. Ouch.
So it is important for a brand, because they go through a lot of research and development in the engineering factories. But because the purpose of a retailer on this end ni kuuza kama ameenda, they don't have capacity to then educate you why this phone is worth this and what can it do for you. Hence the DGX show, to help the consumer understand, so it can do this. Like I was watching yesterday, there's this lady in the States called the Queen of AI. I was looking at AI and back my eyes drop. What it used to take a team maybe of even 6 to 12 people in a corporate situation to come up with a plan. Maybe you have a project you want to do. What you needed 12, maybe 30 days to do, AI can do in 3 minutes.
Slashing the jobs.
No, they
See, now it's harder for the Gen Zs.
No, they say it is not AI that's slashing your job. It is the people with AI knowledge. So you need to be AI enabled. We'll do another show on AI exclusively. It is not AI that's slashing your job. It's the person with like if you're going for an interview now in many organizations, the corporate, etc., that you are AI equipped puts you at an advantage.
Okay, then we need a whole session for AI then.
We will do we'll be doing Fridays, I guess.
And coming back to the Samsung review, the street plug. Actually, I'm the street plug on the DGX show.
Right.
To those who didn't know, I'm the host of the DGX plug, meaning mi naingia kwa ground, tunachimbua market za ground, and we bring quality technology gadgets on the table to you. So there were these consumers who reached out on my social media platform and say, hey Ray, tumekuwa tukifuatilia your review shows, and we have really enjoyed Mwali and Comfort, how they bring to the table Samsung. So they were confused. Is the DGX show only Samsung cooperative, or are there other brands? Because some say, I enjoyed the show and you made Samsung stand out as compared to the brand, but I'm a fan of this and this brand. So is DGX show only a partner of Samsung, or should we expect more in future?
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Man, thank you for bringing it up that. And Ray, of course, heading our plug. You should have told them plug ni nini. Because
Yeah, I'll tell them.
So of course, Ray is looking especially for Gen Zs and campus students and that age bracket. Maybe you're early in the market or you're a student. We want to equip you with a lot of information because I'm sure now most of you, thanks to COVID, take a lot of classes virtually,
Yes.
attend classes online, etc. Most guys are trading, mtu anakaa nyumbani, you just see expensive vehicles kwa parking lot, mtu anakuanga na shorts day to evening, hope it's not wash so
Correct.
so to back to your question, no, we are not only featuring Samsung, neither are we only featuring Pioneer. So we'll be featuring the entire market ecosystem, covering all the brands in the market. And that's why we keep inviting brands if they want to communicate more effectively to their consumers, why consumers should consider interacting or procuring their phones. Then we invite them onto the DGX show so they can share. So the answer is no, we are not only doing Samsung, we are doing the rest of the brands also. And we are looking forward to interact with the campus community, the Gen Z community, especially, I guess, for them, the Gen Zs, they are the most well-equipped to consume the latest tech because they still have a long way to do with life and careers. And where we are moving, you'll see that already you're being told, as Comfort has said, some jobs are going to be very obsolete. We are talking less than 12 months. Less than 12 months. Some jobs will be obsolete. In this case, then what happens? What happens in terms of if you don't have a job? If you don't have a job, or rather you're going to get a job, what is going to happen if you don't have AI? Because a lot of people, the truth is, they're going to lose jobs. But it is not AI taking your job. Okay, in a way it may be, but AI is not working by itself. It is the person who is AI equipped.
Yeah, and I can see on our YouTube platform there's a question directed to you, Mr. Fred. A curious consumer has a question.
Right. It says, Fred, which among the periods do you think is good? As in the millennial, I like how he's writing as in, okay. As in the millennial period or the current where phones are everywhere? Good show. Thank you, MK. I don't know if I get the name right. Well, everything has its positive and negative. I guess you guys can chime into it. Back in the day, I would say, from a point of socialization, you had real socialization with people. Because, like, let me give my example. MK, I didn't get your full message. TVs used to shut at latest 11 p.m. It used to be after 9 p.m. news, I guess you go for prayers. They did prayers, so 9 to 10, and then 10 to 11, kitu kama prayers, then national anthem 11. Then no TV.
National anthem on TV. So you don't have the gadget, you have the TV.
The TV
the set, but
yes.
It's not working.
No,
after
there's
11.
no show. It's like having this and no internet, no nothing. As in, I don't even umebaki na box hapo na TV, hakuna kitu. So, especially from an African, globally, but from Africa, then families used to really interact. You talk stories, you talk. These days, because I was there then, I am reminded about those situations in our house when kunakuwa na blackout jioni. Then ndio mnaanza kupiga ma story. Afu stima ikirudi kila mtu amepiga.
True.
You get it?
Yeah.
So, I loved the richness of families and friends. Like we said before the shows, before the gadgets, because you go online, everyone is giving their opinion about everything. So, and you also, there's the creator of that content, which could be you yourself also. Then there's the consumer. So we can be in this studio and all of us on the phone. Then ukienda ku meet na the guy you're chatting with, now you'll not be chatting with them, now you'll be chatting with me who's on this end. You're not even interacting.
True.
So the answer is, I believe that was the benefit. Of course, the drawback was certain inefficiencies were there. Can you imagine if you want to find out something about your home now, or your shags or anything, you had to wait until the day you'll travel, maybe 6 months. You didn't know what
It's
is
a
happening.
long time.
So that, from an economical point of view, it meant that we didn't have tools of efficiency, of productivity. If you look at advanced, so it's like give and take. Advanced societies may be advanced by if you've been to Dubai, a few people say the challenge with Dubai is like brick and mortar, and you utafurahia everything, but then you get bored because there's no this relationship, utaka hapa mmepiga gumzo, etc. So I see good show. Wow, can small shops be featured on your thank you very much, Seraphine. 100% small shops are invited because that's where consumers go. That's another thing, guys.
Yeah.
We'll just do another down memory lane show.
True.
Like, people may not be aware, like the supermarket phenomenon we have is very recent, just as recent as the mobile phone. So do you know the way you go to Carrefour, Naivas, those were non-existent. I guess the biggest were Jack and Jill and the Chumi. Nakumat, pretty recent phenomena again. So the small shops are welcome to be featured, whether it's an online show or an offline show. You are 100% welcome to be shared. Najisikia ni kama nimekuwa nafanya history. Our show today is a history lesson, but I guess the viewer is getting, especially a millennial and a Gen Z, just the benefit of technology, and especially this. This year is making millionaires. Now, I know both of you are graduates, so let me not pour water on graduate education, but if it is just getting wealth that you need, this alone, if you effectively use it under correct guidance, can make you a millionaire. Can make you a millionaire.
And that comes to my question. You from the I'm still going back to the history of how phones were invented. So, and when we look back, the original intention of the people who came up with developing phones was communication alone.
Right.
Yeah. One person reaching to the other person through the phone. But nowadays that we have the smartphones, which include the social medias and cameras and all that stuff, do you think that the main intention, I mean the main function of the phone has been lost? Because for me, from a Gen Z perspective, when you show a Gen Z a phone and you tell him, hii kazi hii ni nini, mimi nikikupea hii utafanyia nini, and he'll start telling you hii si ni ya kupiga maselfie clear na kuchukua video. Do you think that we have lost the original intention of communication?
Wow. I guess that question will be answered differently based on who you're asking. Like you say, if you ask a Gen Z, they may give you a different answer. From where I'm sitting, yesterday, like I said, out of the AI feature I was watching, I'm not looking anymore as tech. You remember, Kitambo, tech was wires. It was electronics. In fact, the word was electronics. All this was called electronics because it was just wires, the light. That's where it started. The light. How do you light something? However, now I am not looking even as AI as a technology. I am looking at it as human evolution. Sijui kama inatengeneza pesa. I'm making sense.
It's more of evolving than losing the concept.
Yes. Is people are evolving. That's number one. Number two, in an African context, before, most of these gadgets and our technology is created from out of Africa. Now, thanks to Konza City, a lot of tech is being created locally. But tech was being created whether in US, in Europe, or in Asia. we were more of a dumping ground. Sindio?
True.
So we didn't have a say. We didn't have critical numbers even for those manufacturers or brands or engineers to consider anything. But because also thanks to industrialization, our purchasing capacity has gone up, so they've paid keen attention to, okay, what would Africans want? And why am I saying that? Back to your question, now technology is consumer driven. So because of that, the manufacturing is putting in mind, what do you want the phone for? Because the brands that are winning are now more consumer driven. Because I think, is it the second industrial revolution? It was more of a manufacturing zone. It's just make boxes, ship, sell. Make boxes, ship, sell. And like I said initially, there was monotony. So when there's monotony and monopoly also, you're not threatened of competition. But now, when Steve Jobs comes and re-engineers the game, so you know that unless I stay up to date with what the consumer needs, no one will pay attention to my products. So either you have to go into a feature game where you have superior products like the Apples and the high-end Samsung, or then you just go ile tunaita gorilla, a price-sensitive game where you're focusing on mass market. If you have, like, say for example, sometimes in African context that happens, maybe when you umefanyikiwa umekuja Nairobi kusoma, you have family or relatives or friends in the rural area, maybe they're even taking care of your animals. You want to find a way to communicate to them, so unakuja shop, you have your high-end phone, but for them unasema nipe tu ile simu nitaweza kuongea naye. So maybe your budget is a K or 2. But you see, in Africa, these are the numbers. Those people who need a phone, who have the capacity of buying a phone of 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, even though it lasts very shorter.
It's true. And I remember earlier you said that with this phone alone, people can become millionaires, yeah? And I understand it is possible through the AI that is accompanied, the AI features that comes with the phones, right? So from a marketer's perspective, I understand that this same AI is also be feared, especially with our generation. They fear that in the coming years, this AI is going to itanyang'anya watu kazi. Yeah. So in as much as this AI is helping people, like even for students, you'll find that a Gen Z student asking his fellow student, unajituma sana kusoma ya nini na AI sasa inaandika notes inafanyia mtu mtihani. Yet without knowing the same AI can also in the future it can cause him to be jobless. So from a marketer's perspective, what is your advice? Do you think that AI will in the coming future actually occupy the places of human, yani itachukua nafasi ya humans, like in job positions, like you'll find in customer care services? Usually tumezoea Safaricom, when you call and the person is not available, here samahani mteja wa nambari kwa sasa patikani. But now we find that AI can do the same task, you see? And if the AI can do the same task and do it better, actually this person will be considered jobless. So from a marketer's perspective, what is your view on the AI?
Let's give Dr. Comfort. What are your thoughts?
My thoughts are, I think this is just as a layman, the AI challenge is quite big for us, because as we are using it, we are feeding it information. So the more we use AI, the more it gets human intelligence. Then it perfects on the human intelligence we are feeding it. Then again, now inaifanya ikue like 10 times more than what you know. So in future, we might end up relying so much on AI. I'm looking at people like web designers. It may get to a point where maybe a generation or two after us, they will never know how a web page is designed, because AI already does that for you. You get your computers maybe ready with the designs. So we need to it's okay to use it as a tool, but not rely on it wholly.
And
Because
so I'm trying. Kulingana na comfort, I'm hearing that you say you give the AI the prompt, yes, and it perfects even more. Meaning, AI is just a tool, right? You give it an idea and it perfects it.
perfect.
So is it so we should not actually share all our knowledge with the AI?
I think we should be a bit
Tusipeane
selfish.
sana.
Yeah,
Kila kitu.
because what happens when AI knows your bank account,
True.
your mobile, your family, because it gets to a point, especially for us ladies, it's like our emotional pillar. Like I got into a fight with so and you're feeding it,
Therapy.
and we're even giving it, giving it that human touch on how to react, how to respond. So we'd rather use it as a tool, not as a substitute.
Yeah.
From what I heard, again, thanks to the feature I watched yesterday, is that there is a feature you can prompt, for example, ChatGPT, so that the content, say, for example, you're trying to create a course book, so that content should not be available to the public. Otherwise, the content that you use, we'll do it in one of our AI shows. The content you use can be made available. So the homework you do or the movie script you come with can be, if someone else also wants to do the same movie script, they can do it. I am told we are out of time. I don't know if
Already.
Mr. Producer is taking us on break or he's telling us pack and go. But I thought I thought this show was going to be very short, and we've not even done justice to what we thought we were going to discuss. But
We've not even talked about Pioneer.
oh my, hatujaongea juu ya manganya walai.
Jeshi ya ground.
JCR ground, right?
Yeah.
So I'm told we have less than 2 minutes to go. But if Mr. Producer will allow us, maybe we can do a parting shot and then just look forward to what is coming up. And then we can wrap it up. And all the reason why you need to stay tuned into the Kelele digital platform and follow the DGX show among our other shows so that we can keep you up to date. As you can see, life is changing so rapidly. And you are either going to, they say, if you don't change, you will be changed.
True. Very true.
So especially if you're a Gen Z, hey, there's two dimensions. One, if you're a Gen Z, you need to know so that you don't get equipped for a world that no longer exists. That is one. If you are 30, 40 years old and older, Maze, you need to plug into this show because the tsunami that is coming your way, not even the government can save you from it. So let's take some parting shot from Ray, from Comfort, and maybe answer a couple questions, and then we wrap it up. Ray, what are your parting shots? Where tech is going, I mean, and your thoughts on it?
To be honest, from my opinion, tech is actually advancing each day. Every single day, tech is advancing. And when tech is advancing, the AI is also enhancing. My fear is that I have only one fear, that the AI doesn't replace the human part, the human effort, and the human ability. Because we've seen people like Elon Musk coming up with artificial wives. And now nimeona ladies wakilalamika, hey, there was this meme which I saw of a man with the artificial intelligence wife, the robot wife, and there's a lady here with a poster crying, saying that I will give you kids if you want. I will wash your clothes. I will wash dishes. Please marry me and leave the AI. So that is what I fear.
Okay.
Yeah.
The impact of AI.
The impact of
on
AI
society.
on society in the coming future. Yeah.
It's in fact, it's already here.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, Comfort.
My parting shot would be, like you said, change is inevitable. It's the only thing that's constant is change. And tech is changing very fast. So the more reason why you should be tuning in to DGX and make sure you're equipped with the right tech. You know, especially I keep on supporting girls and dadas and ladies. We need to be up to date. I know most of you are, but we need to keep ourselves updated with what is friendly for us. And also, tech is no longer just a tool to make our lives simpler. It's our lifestyle. So let's tune into the DGX show, upgrade our lifestyle, live easy. And yeah, please, AI, don't take us out of this one.
Thank you, Comfort. Thank you, Ray, and thank you, most important to you, the viewers, and all the brands out there that we are looking forward to interact with. My parting shot is look forward to what we have for you between now and end of the year. We are in fact overwhelmed of choices. If we just took a tangent on AI alone, and then just especially the economic situation is tough. So how do you position yourself to use your gadget, the internet, to make money as a, whether as a side hustle or a main hustle? So that is one area, and we'll have an array of experts come into the show to equip us, to make us knowledgeable, so that we are up to date. And for those who have their comments streaming in, we'll be answering each as we go off air. But thank you once again. This has been the DGX show with my colleagues Ray and Comfort. Kusema msee wa ground ama?
The street plug, say our ground.
The street plug. And for you who watch our previous show, thank you very much. We'd love for you to leave a comment or something like that. We had Samsung, we had Pioneer, we have so many brands. If you are a brand manager and you are not here, you're missing out, and we'd like to hear from you. We'd like to reach out and have you on the show. So my name is Mwali. I've been your moderator for this evening. Again, you can catch us live on the Kelele digital platform. Look out for what we have for you every Sunday on the brand activation show from 4 p.m. to 5:30 p.m. and through the week from 7:30 to 9 p.m. Until next time, or until tukutane kwa ground.
Our ground.
Yeah.
Jeshi ya ground.
We'd like to wish you an amazing week and see you on the next show, and God bless.
Adios.